So I was going to start this video out by wearing my half Batman mask and then getting close to the camera and saying, "I'm Batman. Swear to me. Swear to me!" Anyways, for those of you who don't know, I saw Dark Knight Rises yesterday, and this is my official review. I would ask that if you do not want to hear spoilers, click off this video, close this video, because I will be talking about the plot and some of the things that I disliked about this film. But I just want to say that Dark Knight Rises was a fantastic movie. I absolutely loved it. There were some scenes in this movie which really just got me so emotionally invested. There was a scene between Alfred and Christian Bale, Batman, when they're talking in the stairwell in the mansion, that it literally almost brought me to tears, just because of the emotional connection of Batman being so angry and struggling with all these different emotions, from losing his Rachel from the previous film, and then trying to find who he is and not feeling like he's good enough to help people. And it was really, really well emotionally connecting for me anyway, because I felt as if I was really there connecting to the characters when they were struggling, and that's something that not a lot of movies capture for me. In terms of acting, all the actors did an amazing job. Like, I had really no critique on the acting. Something that probably a lot of people didn't know is that there's a black mercenary in this movie. His name's Christopher Judge, and Christopher Judge, probably no one's going to even know this. Christopher Judge is the actor who plays in all 10 seasons of Stargate SG-1. He's known as Tilk, the guy with he's known as a Gul-Al-Uld. Yeah, you guys probably don't know what I'm talking about. I'm a Stargate fan, so if you don't know what Stargate is and you haven't watched it, then you probably don't know what I'm talking about. But that's the side of the point. I noticed he's actually has his own cameo in this film. But overall, it was awesome. Some of the things that I'm going to be critiquing that really disappointed me is Bane. Bane's an awesome character. He was awesome in this movie. The problem with this film is that there were parts, and I know they changed his voice, but I still could not understand certain things that Bane was saying in conversation. Like, I understood a lot of it, but there was other parts that I couldn't hear. I couldn't understand what he was saying stuff because it was so muffled, and that was disappointing because I was like, I want to know what Bane's saying. He's a freaking villain. He's one of my favorite top 10 comic book villains, which I haven't really ever made a video about my top favorite comic book villains, but he's one of them. And it was just disappointing that I couldn't hear certain parts of when he was speaking. And my mom is texting me. What's she saying? One second, I gotta text my mom. Yes, please, she's bringing home Taco Bell. Yay! Sorry for that. No edits in this video. I don't want to make edits in this video for this review. So yeah, there's the part I couldn't understand Bane in a lot of sequences. The second part that really made me pissed off... Okay, let me just say, by the end of the movie, I was sobbing. When Batman gets that bomb and drives it out to sea, I was crying. I was literally crying. And I was like, wow, this is what a hero does. The conflict of sacrificing himself for people. Whether you're religious or not, whether you believe it or not, it felt like the same symbology of just looking at the crucifixion in the Bible, whether you believe it or not, I don't care, that he gave his life for people. People who didn't even like him, who hated him. And in the same way, in this end of the Batman, he gives his life for people. And then I got all mad. Then I got pissed. Because, you know, I was crying. I was like, wow. And then Alfred went to Bruce Wayne's funeral and just started weeping. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I failed you. You know, I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh my God, this is I'm having an emotional breakdown because I was like, no. And then the final scene of the movie was Alfred sitting across the table looking and seeing Anne Hathaway and Bruce Wayne, Batman, at a table. And I was like, what? What? I just cried for no frickin' reason? Secondly, it doesn't make any sense because in the movie, you see Batman flying his his thing with the bomb all the way out to the ocean. You see the clip. He's in there, and then it explodes. And there's no realistic way he could escape an atomic bomb. Even if he got like a little pod and went into the ocean where he dropped the bomb, that atomic bomb is going to affect the water below it. There's no way he would survive something like an atomic bomb when he's in the blast radius. Unless he was like underground in an atomic bomb warehouse in the ocean, which I find unlikely. But it just really pissed me off when he was alive. Like, I mean, by the end of the movie, I was like saying to myself, this is going to be the best trilogy I've ever seen below Star Wars. Like, Star Wars is my top, original Star Wars trilogy, and The Dark Knight Rises, the whole Dark Knight trilogy was going to be right below that. But when I found out that Batman was not dead, I was like, wow, that kind of just defeats the whole purpose of me crying, because I actually thought he was dead. In fact, the person I was sitting next to started to cry, and he was a guy, I'm like, it was just, why, Christopher Nolan, did you have to end it that way? And this is what I wanted to happen. I wanted Batman to die, because it would have left a lot of people sad, but it would have left the whole concept of what a hero does in sacrificing his life for people who don't deserve to have someone take their life for them. And Batman would have done that, and it would have been so much more powerful if it had ended that way. But what I wanted to have end is I wanted Batman to die, but then I wanted Blake, who is Robin, but I wanted Blake to find Batman's cave or whatever, and then become Batman. So Batman dies, and then a new person takes over Batman's position, which would be Blake. That's what I was really hoping for, but it didn't end that way. It ended with Blake who was Robin, finding the cave and stuff, and it was just like, no one likes Robin that much anyway, so yeah, I wanted to see Blake come up as the new Batman, like, you know, substitute for Batman. Since Batman died, he takes in the new role as Batman. I think that would have been a really good ending. Along with Batman dying, it would have just been so much more powerful that way, but it didn't happen. I will say, Christopher Nolan did a fantastic plot twist with Bane and a certain other character that I did not expect to see that one coming. But I really enjoyed the film. It was well directed. The last 45 minutes just got me on edge. I was like, man, this is so freaking tense. So I definitely recommend anyone seeing it if you're a Batman fan. It's a fantastic movie, filmed, edited. The sound was, I saw it in IMAX, so that was even better. Go see the movie, but if you've seen Dark Knight Rises, let me know what you think on the end. I talked to several other people, and they said the same thing. They wanted Batman to die. And I know that sounds terrible, but it would just have been better that way. It really would. I mean, what superhero movie, comic book movie, have we watched where the main hero dies? What movie have we seen that? Nothing. It's always a happy ending. The hero is a happy ending, happy ending. For once we need to have a superhero movie where the superhero dies and sacrifices himself for people. That's what I believe. We don't have any Marvel or DC movies like that out. And I was really hoping this would be that one, but it wasn't. It would just, again, it would have been so much more powerful. So yeah, that's kind of my blankish review. I know I focus a lot more on the negative aspect of what I didn't like about it, but Bane's voice in the ending I was really disappointed with. But it was a fantastic film. It's a great movie. I'm definitely buying the trilogy. I loved it, so yeah, that was my review. Thanks for watching this video. I will not be making a video tomorrow on Monday like I was planning. I may make a video on Tuesday, I don't know. I will be making a video on Wednesday because if you've seen my side channel, someone that I've been becoming friends with on YouTube committed suicide just recently on July 20th, I think it was. I have the articles that actually is covering their news story. They were a YouTuber, and they committed suicide, and I was actually getting to know this person. We were actually having confidential private messages, which I'm actually going to be showing some of these confidential messages and the things that we were talking about before they took their life and left their 2-year-old young child on this earth alone. which is truly devastating to me. But I need to make a video tributing to their death. But not only that, I want to make a video dedicated to actually talking about suicide as a whole, because I've talked about it, but I've never actually went in depth on the topic. So with that said, thanks for watching this video. Hope you go see Dark Knight Rises. It's worth it. Just let me know your thoughts on the end. Thanks. I'm Batman.